What's up, you guys? It's Steve here. And what if I told you that Congress was about to double the size of the stimulus package to $7 trillion, also provide monthly reoccurring checks in that stimulus package, and forgive up to $50,000 in student loan debt per borrower? Well, if that were the case, chances are Pramila Jayapal has had her way, you guys, and I've got some video footage that you are not going to want to miss. This is your stimulus check update and your stimulus package update. Now, for those of you that follow me here on the channel, you already know that Pramila Jayapal, she is pretty much the second most powerful Democratic individual in the House of Representatives. She is the leader of the Democratic Progressive Caucus, and you guys, she has got some video footage here addressing Kirsten, Sinema, and Joe Manchin, those moderate Democrats, saying they're not on board with $3.5 trillion, and she's saying, you guys, we've already cut it down significantly, and in actuality, we need double. We need $7 trillion. We need student loan forgiveness. We need monthly reoccurring checks. Take a look at this, you guys. She's actually the leader that proposed from the House monthly reoccurring checks. Back in March, she introduced a bill with Rashida Tlaib delivering reoccurring payments. And that's not it, though. Continuing to push, take a look at this tweet back in June. Putting money in people's pockets works. We can and must continue to enact people-first policies that improve lives. Stimulus check sustainability reduces hardship. And that same day, her co-author, Rashida Tlaib, said, this is how we address the poverty crisis. Plus, generational trauma. The ABC Act, $2,000 per month. And yes, you guys, they're proposing $2,000 monthly stimulus checks. Also, take a look here. She also said today would be a great day to cancel $50,000 in student debt per borrower. Said that September 9th, just last week. And take a look at this one, you guys. It's not about the price tag. It's about guaranteeing health care. It's about child care so parents can get back to work. It's about fighting the droughts, the floods, and wildfires that are getting worse. There is nothing in the Build Back Better plan that we can afford to cut. And she is saying, as a matter of fact, we need to double it, you guys. So I've got some video footage that just came out that you're not going to want to miss. You're going to be able to hear what she has to say on this. And you guys, she is combating Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, letting them know, hey, if you try to cut down that stimulus package, there's a lot of people here in the House that got my back that's going to be voting no on your bipartisan infrastructure bill. So if you decide you want to cut it down, we might not get anything. So man, you guys, you're going to want to see this one. This is your stimulus check update, stimulus package update. Let's go ahead and dive right in as of today, September 16th, 2021. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate these updates, don't forget to take a moment to smash that like button. It really helps out the channel a ton. Just lets the YouTube algorithm know that you think I'm doing a good job. And in turn, they're going to continue to promote my channel and my videos. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. Doubling the stimulus, monthly reoccurring checks, all those provisions that she's promoting. And if you think this is going to help out other people, be sure to share it out. If this is your first time here too, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. We want you to come join the RAM fam, the viewing community we like to call it, and I'll keep you up to date on all this stuff. Stimulus, Congress, the economy, unemployment, anything having to do with money and our government, I will keep you up to date. And if you got any specific questions for me, it's easy to access me. All you got to do is go to Instagram at SteveRam3 and shoot me a DM, and you'll be able to get a hold of me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you got. And I get a lot of DMs, so it might take me a little while, but you guys, I do go through each and every single one, and I do my best to respond to your questions. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. I've got the headphones plugged in. Let's watch this video footage of what Pramila Jayapal has to say on the largest stimulus package we have seen so far at $3.5 trillion, and her saying, no, we need to double it.
In just a couple of hours, he is set to talk about the potential impact of the bipartisan infrastructure bill. His visit comes as congressional committees hammer out the details of the $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill that includes much of his plan, as well as expand the social safety net in this country. Joining us now to talk about all this and more, Washington Democratic Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Congresswoman, it's great to have you back on the show. Thank you for your time. I know that several moderate Democrats, including your House colleague Stephanie Murphy of Florida and Senators Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema over on the Senate side, have expressed their concerns about the proposed $3.5 trillion price tag for the bill, specifically the potential impact on inflation and the national debt in this country, and that the bill is being put together, as they say, too quickly. I want to give you a chance to respond to that. What would you say to them?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, Eamon. And what I would just say is that we are working to make sure we deliver the entirety of the president's agenda to his desk. That means we guarantee paid leave for families, childcare, universal childcare, where no family has to pay more than 7%, Medicare expansion, fighting climate change, housing investments. These were the priorities of the Congressional Progressive Caucus that are in the bill. And in terms of how to pay for it, look, there's plenty of money if we just tax the wealthiest individuals and the richest corporations, as the president has proposed. So there is no shortage of dollars if we make the tax system fair and we allow for those revenues to come in. And so there's plenty of money to cover this so that the overall cost of this is absolutely zero. But the benefit to people, working families and poor people across this country is enormous. And that's why we've been clear that these two bills need to move together and we need to send them to the president's desk to sign together.
Is it about a price tag or the specific items? Because given the small Democratic majority in the House and having no room for error in the Senate, I guess the question would be, would you and your progressive colleagues be willing to support a smaller package if it ensured that the votes are there to get it through both chambers?
Well, let's not forget that our original request was for $7 trillion. That's actually what we think we need if we were to do these investments over a decade. We cut it down to $3.5 trillion in an effort to recognize that we needed to get everybody on board. That was the package that the Senate, the House, and the White House agreed to when the Senate passed its $3.5 trillion resolution, with everybody on the Democratic side voting for it. So that is still the place that we are in. And it's not about a particular top line, only in the sense that this is what these investments cost. Now, we've already had to shorten the amount of time that certain investments are funded. We would rather do it for a 10-year period. We're doing it for a shorter period of time to get it into the 3.5. But when you look at this list of things we are going to deliver for people, it's what we ran on and it's what we promised, you will see that you simply can't get it done for anything less than the $3.5 trillion. And of course, that's a gross cost. That is not a net cost. At the end, it will be a net cost of zero because we will generate the revenue from people finally paying their fair share, the wealthiest and biggest corporations finally paying their fair share.
So I come back to this point. How do you then go about getting people like Senator Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema on board? Because they have specifically rejected the $3.5 trillion price tag. They're not even necessarily looking at the programs as much or the investments, as you say, but they're just rejecting the flat out total $3.5 trillion.
Well, look, there are people in the House Progressive Caucus who really don't like the infrastructure bill that Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema and others put together. And given a choice, they would vote no on that. But if they want the bill that they negotiated to pass, then everybody is going to have to do some of what they don't want. Progressives may have to vote for that bill, even though it has negative things around it in terms of climate change. And Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin have to remember that they're part of the Democratic team, and the president's Democratic agenda and the Democratic agenda we ran on is contained within the Build Back Better reconciliation package. So at the end of the day, let's all come together and vote for both pieces, and we will deliver transformative relief to Americans across the country.
How do you rate how President Biden is leaning into this right now? Do you think he's putting enough pressure from the White House using his bullpen to get the $3.5 trillion passed among the Senate? What should he be doing more of if you believe not?
Well, I believe the White House has been very engaged. I know I personally have been very engaged with the White House, and they've weighed in, and everything is being pre-negotiated, pre-conference, pre-discussed, so that there is agreement between the Senate, the House, and the White House. So this is a little different than other processes we've done in the past. And it is making it complex to move it forward quickly, but we are going to move it forward, and hopefully will be done by the end of September. But we absolutely need to make sure that the reconciliation bill passes first, and that we deliver both pieces of legislation to the president's desk.
So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As we heard her say that they need to push this through. They want to get it done in this month, the month of September, you guys. both bills in this reconciliation package. The first one for $1 trillion for infrastructure that has bipartisan support, and that was headed up by Joe Manchin, Kirsten, Sinema. They were a major part of that. And then also this reconciliation bill for $3.5 trillion of new stimulus provisions for people. She's saying that they need to pass them both together, tandem, and they cannot lower the price on that 3.5, that all the provisions that they wanted, they actually wanted to extend it out for the next 10 years. They shorted that duration to get it down lower, but she said the actual number that they wanted originally was $7 trillion, and they would like to double the package if they could, but in order to compromise, they cut it down. And also, you guys, we heard them say that if they don't get on board, there's a lot of members of the Democratic Party that might not support the infrastructure package. So we will see you guys. I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But you guys, that is the latest that we're hearing as of today, September 16th, 2021. And if you missed my previous video, be sure to check it out. As we heard, that President Joe Biden did meet with Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema to convince them to get on board. And also, we're awaiting the arrival of the new bill that's going to be proposing a federal extension of unemployment benefits from AOC, which she announced is going to be coming out, you guys. So I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel and let you know everything that's going on, because there is a lot. Seems like changing almost by the day or the hour. So you guys, as always though, thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. I really appreciate it. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash that like button, leave your comments down below, share this out. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, come join the Ram fam, the viewing community. And if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, you guys. With that being said, hope this reaches you well. Remember, regular uploads 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and also random uploads throughout the day and on weekends occasionally as news breaks. And with that being said, you guys, hope this reaches you well. I'll be sure to catch you in the next video. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.